I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Oh, Dan DeDona here with the Local News 1 Weekly Report, covering Hagerstown to Chambersburg, Shippensburg, Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the communities that make up our local area. I'm going to cover 5 things to do this weekend. This is the report for the 27th of June. Sidewalk days are going to be taking place in downtown Chambersburg on Friday, June 27th, today, and Saturday, June 28th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Local businesses are going to be rolling out their carpet. You can explore unique sales from shops down there, lunch at standout local restaurants, and this is all intended to celebrate small businesses and support the local economy down in Chambersburg. So probably want to visit that. Also in Chambersburg, the 2025 Gear House Bluegrass Festival will be taking place at the Chambersburg Gear House on Saturday, June 28th from 3 until 9 p.m. It's a free event, and it's going to feature a lineup of bluegrass jammers, open and interspersed with doing sets throughout the day. And for if you want some extra comfort in the middle of that, just on the off chance that it's a little wet and or hot, for $30 per person, you can get a VIP ticket option, which in addition to other things will offer you 2 beverages, beer, wine, or cider, prime seating under shade cloths, and access to a dedicated outdoor restroom. These are important things in the middle of the summer in a long concert. 6 hours this thing is going to be on. Meanwhile, at the Bloom Bar in Greencastle, the Antrim Spring Farm in Greencastle is going to host a unique brunch and bouquet making event. That'll be Saturday, June 28th, starting at 10 a.m. You'll have the opportunity to craft some beautiful flower arrangements, sip wine, and mingle with the farm's playful Nigerian dwarf goats. That's not a morning I normally imagine, but I think that could be interesting, especially the goat part. It's inside, climate controlled, and they do recommend closed-toe shoes for anybody that wants to get in and mix it up with the goats. Tickets are limited, so contact them early and preserve your spot. The 4th item on our list, Rough Edges Brewing in Waynesboro is inviting fans to a Seinfeld trivia night to determine how much you know about nothing. That'll take place on Saturday, June 28th from 7 until 9 p.m. You'll be encouraged to compete for prizes while enjoying beer, wine, cocktails, and a full menu featuring hoagies, paninis, salads, and more. By the way, the food is really pretty good there. It's bar food, but it's quite tasty. Should have a good time. There's a Seinfeld trivia question that's been offered. What was the name of the bubble boy who famously ended up in a fight with George Costanza? This is a warm-up question. So if you're planning on going, see if you can figure that one out. And number 5, you want to make some noise in Hagerstown this weekend. Antietam Brewery is turning up the volume for a live and loud concert series. They're bringing the best local bands to the stage for a night of free entertainment. That'll be Saturday, June 28th from 7 until 10 p.m. That'll be located at 140 West Maryland Parkway, Suite G. Free parking and entry. A lot of different groups. They do suggest that you bring lawn chairs for open air seating, and you'll be able to enjoy tasty treats from Antietam Brewery's kitchen, sample craft beer, and check out the vendor booths from Simple Pleasures. That's the top 5. We have 2 additional items that did not make the top 5 list this week. First of all, Totem Pole Playhouse is celebrating their 75th anniversary with a summer party. That'll be on Sunday, the 29th of June, from 4 until 7 p.m. at Totem Pole. It's a $25 fee to get in, but it will include food, drinks, and live entertainment. And the second additional item is the Franklin County Visitors Bureau is going to be holding round 1 of their Acapella and Unplugged 2025 event. This is kind of a neat activity. They invite people. A couple of weeks ago, they invited people in to do a live mic, and the best of those, the best 15 acts of those who got up and took on the open mic are competing in round 1. This is going to take place on Saturday, the 28th, from 7 until 9 p.m. This is the 11th year that they've done this. What sets this apart is you can compete, but you either have to do a vocal or an unplugged instrumental. Basically meaning if you can't carry your instrument in with you, you can't use it, which automatically cuts out an awful lot of electronic gear with amplifiers and whatnot. So that should be very interesting. And this is going to go on for several weeks here until they finally crown a winner. Well, that's it for the 5 things for this week. Let's move on to the news. In the past week, obviously, it's been very, very hot. Kudos to both Franklin County and Washington counties who opened up a variety of, for want of a better term, cooling centers for those that need to escape from the heat. Older people with young children that wouldn't be able to, they don't have the proper facilities at home, so good on them. An additional continuing story, Penn State Mont Alto. The Alumni Association advises that it is near 4,000 signatures on a petition to Penn State to re-examine their decision to close Penn State Mont Alto. What's interesting about this is there's now an ever-growing list of people who are concerned and are expressing concerns about not only the decision but how the decision was made, including two Pennsylvania state congressmen, 1 state senator, Franklin County Area Development Corporation, this Alumni Association, and 1 highly motivated woman in Fayetteville who did the analysis of the data that ostensibly led to the decision. So we'll be reporting more on that as time goes on. We certainly hope there's at least a hearing on this, because it's very troubling that so much of the factual evidence that theoretically led to the decision doesn't seem to have had much of an influence over the final decision. So we'll see more about that. In Franklin County education, I say this generally because rural superintendents were voicing concern for budgets up in Harrisburg recently. There is an adequacy fund, which is very critical to a lot of smaller school districts. Adequacy is defined as it's a balance between those school districts which have higher needs for things like special ed and whatnot, and they also have a lower local capability to raise the revenue in order to purport those things. Now, so this funding is a state program. In many school districts, in Waynesboro, for example, I think it's 40% of their budget comes from the state. So they are very concerned that the state make sure that they maintain a level playing field there. Don't do anything drastic, because they got an awful lot of programs that depend. They and a lot of other school districts. There were 6 or 7 of them mentioned in the article. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Rita Sterner-Hein also went on to comment on some adjustments that they would like the state to make to cyber programs. Apparently, students in Pennsylvania have the opportunity to select a cyber school in lieu of attending a school in person, but financially, there's a very high fee. They basically pay whatever the fee is, if I understand this correctly. They pay whatever the fee is that the cyber school charges, regardless of what the actual costs are. And the school districts from which the kids realign to a cyber school have to pay that bill. It's a very high bill in many school districts, so they're looking to see that there's something that at least balances that out, or constrains it, or at least requires that a cyber school, which is taking the place of a physical school, is going to be addressing the same kinds of requirements that the state lays upon physical schools. In other news, Washington County Emergency Management is sharing information on federal low-interest loans that are available to small businesses suffering from the drought since March of 2025. The applications for that need to be in. You can look into the details on that in the article. The applications need to be in by the 2nd of February 2026 if you want to tap into that, help your business out. In Washington County, they are testing water at commercial properties. Apparently, there's a concern with water that backflows into the water system, with the concern being that if there's a substantial backflow and there happens to be a lot of contaminants in it, well, that contaminates the entire water supply. So on a state mandate, the county is going out to commercial properties, and they're going to be measuring whether or not there is backflow, and if there are any contaminants associated with it. So good work there. The Franklin County Commissioners have approved a $223,796 contract to replace the kitchen HVAC system at the county jail. Apparently the HVAC air conditioning and heating system that's in there right now is the original one. They never bothered to upgrade it. I assume they repaired it from time to time, but replacing that is probably a good idea, especially in a kitchen, and especially in this kind of weather. Franklin County is benefiting from a WellSpan initiative, donating baby gates, tubs, safe sleep cribs, web-sided or mesh-sided beds, and other equipment to facilities throughout central Pennsylvania. Long list of those. They're also looking at $3.5 million for housing initiatives. So we'll keep an eye on that in the future. In Chambersburg, Luminist has been awarded a $350,000 from the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency for home rehab work. The idea here is if you've got an existing stock of housing, obviously, if you can maintain it and keep it in good shape, then you can save yourself the cost of having to build new properties. So Luminist is the agency that administers this program on behalf of Franklin County, and they do a very good job of it, by the way. There are 19 projects in our local News 1 coverage area. The Washington County Commissioners met on Tuesday, the 24th of June, to approve a $399,000 opioid restitution payment. They're also considering $400,000 in a Healthy Families grant, and another $2.68 million having to do with effective family housing. In Waynesboro, there was a presentation recently by the Gleaning Project. So what's gleaning? Apparently, this is a byproduct of modern agriculture. Obviously, they're growing an awful lot of produce. And so they have large mechanical assets that will harvest it in large volume. However, in the process, they leave quite a bit of produce behind. So what the gleaning project does is it is taking a look at the fact that about 11% of the people in Adams and Franklin counties are actually food challenged, is the term that they use. So they offer free produce by putting together about 304 some odd volunteers who go out onto the fields. This past year, they gathered almost 1 million pounds worth of produce, and they provided that to over 13,000 people from 146 farms who were participating. One of the questions that came up at that presentation was whether or not they were constrained by the number of volunteers or by the number of farms who were participating, and the answer was the latter. So they are looking for more farms to participate in this process so they can feed more people and make that available to people who need free produce, or anybody else for that matter. Columbia Gas in Pennsylvania offered some advice, and their advice is it falls into the category of one of those duh moments. Do not mess with the gas pipes in your house yourself. That should probably go without saying, even if you have some expertise in home repair. They're basically suggesting bring in professionals. They have more information on all the reasons why and where to go find professionals to do that sort of work for you. But just a warning, that can be very dangerous. A local advisory at the intersection of I-81 and Route 174 north of Shippensburg. There are going to be base repairs and milling, which started on the 25th of June. And that's at the current time, that's taking place Monday through Friday from 8:30 until 6 o'clock in the evening during daylight hours. However, as soon as they finish that part of the work, they're going to move on, and they figure this is going to be about the 13th of July. They will be moving on to milling and paving, and they'll move their operating hours to 9 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning, so that hopefully that'll be less of an inconvenience for folks on either of those two roads. So just a heads up, if you're headed in the vicinity of Shippensburg or up toward Harrisburg, that could be a delay for you. In police news, only one thing was reported this week. The Hagerstown police arrested a 35-year-old by the name of Joshua Andrew Mills for online sexual solicitation of a minor. He is being held without bond at the Washington County Detention Center. A little bit of a follow-on to police, but sliding into people. The Washington County Patroller Deputy of the Year was named as Officer Nicholas McKee, who is the son of a retired police officer. He managed to write a field training manual in his spare time. His supervisors were very impressed with his work, so good on you, Nicholas. In Chambersburg, they also were honoring their top officers, two in particular, PFC Victor Dimoff and PFC Detective Matt White. Both received honors for their work in the department. Continuing with people, in Major League Baseball, we don't get a whole lot of Major League Baseball opportunities here, but at Hagerstown native and Mercersburg Academy graduate Javian Sandridge was called up by the New York Yankees here recently, not once but twice. Apparently they were trying to fill out their 40-man roster, and obviously they would go for known people who've been playing in the majors. So he got called up once and then bumped back down to his minor league team. Then he got called up a second time and bounced back down again. He's a pitcher. He's been doing a good job. I think I saw someplace he had about 1.96 EPA in the minors. So very good. It's a good thing that the major leagues are actually even looking at the guy. So, well, if we need to flush out our radar, who's the first guy we would put on the 40-man roster? So, Javian, good luck to you. I hope to see your name pitching for the Yankees here before too very long. In Washington County, the Washington County Hall of Fame induction for the class of 2025 is going to be taking place on the 19th of July. There are 5 people who are going to be inducted. Aaron Brooks, Greg Slick, 4 people. Aaron Brooks, Greg Slick, Jerry Spessern, and Cheryl Wilkins. Now, in addition, they will have a variety of other people who will receive honors, but they won't necessarily be inducted into the Hall of Fame, if I understood that correctly. And in Smithsburg, this is kind of an interesting flip-flop. The 7th grade girls apparently lost all season except for one game. But once they hit the postseason, they couldn't be beaten. They won or tied every game in their group play. Excuse me. And then they moved on, and they've continued winning since then in the countdown. So excellent work. I don't know what you girls found, but if you could write that down and share that with others, it would improve the competition a lot. But way to go. That's very good. Under health, Meritus has got a psychiatry residency, which is starting this July. They have 5 spaces. The total program is 20. So what they do is they'll bring in 5 people this year, and then in 5 additional new people every successive years. They graduate after a 4-year program of residency. So 20 people in all, but 5 people starting this year. They're going to be. They were all selected in March, and they will be working at a combination of the Meritus Medical Center and at Brooklane. WellSpan has something similar going for family medicine. They have 6 residents who are going to be working at WellSpan and Keystone locations throughout Franklin County. So also, obviously the intent here is to try to address the shortage of doctors in some very critical areas. So excellent work by everybody. In Waynesboro, we'll wrap up the news here with this. In Waynesboro, Rough Edges and the Antietam Humane Society are sponsoring their 3rd Ales to Tales competition. The way this works is between now and October, from July through October, get with Rough Edges or the Antietam Humane Society. Put down $10, which is a donation to help out the Antietam Humane Society, which is not a public organization. They require alternative finance, and this is one of the ways they do it. You can send in a picture of your dog, and the winner will be selected on the what they call Dogtober on the 11th of October. The picture of that dog will go on one of Rough Edges beers, a beer called Ales for Tales beer. The picture will go on a 16-ounce can of beer until they run out of that beer. So excellent. We've also got local history every Tuesday. We got the writings of Dargan Boy. On Thursdays, we cover a number of little leagues, high schools, 7 high schools, soccer, gymnastics, auto racing, running, pets, animal care, and a variety of other things. Many, many, many more activities from all the communities that make the constantly moving mosaic in which we live. We're very proud to be the news source for Verstandig radio stations. And you can see all the local news at localnews1.org. And we'll wrap this up with the thought of the day. Did you know that deer can jump higher than your average house? This is because of their very strong hind legs and the fact that the average house cannot jump. Bada bing. Have a great week.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.